It's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore.
So credit scores were only invented in 1989. Your parents and grandparents probably want you to believe that they also had to go through getting a credit history to get a mortgage, but the truth is they didn't. Before credit scores existed, all they had to do was walk into a bank and they'd get approved for a mortgage on the spot right there and then, basically. Now, the reason it was invented in the first place was in response to the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, which basically banned the banks from denying credit to someone based on their race, religion, or ethnicity, or gender. And because of that act, certain groups of people were now able to actually afford and buy a house. And certain other groups of people were scared of the idea of certain individuals moving into the house next door to them. So they needed a new way to gatekeep buying houses. So they made up a system where you had to go into debt and pay off credit, prove that you can pay back this mortgage that you were asking for from the bank, despite the fact that for years and years, banks did not have an issue with lending money to anyone for any reason, I guess. I mean, you could be a convicted felon and still get a loan or a mortgage. Famous outlaw John Marston in Red Dead Redemption 2 was not denied one, despite the fact that he had federal agents after him. So between 1976, when this act was passed, and 1979, all the credit companies basically consolidated together to make a system that they can all use universally. And by 1995, all the banks out there basically started using this credit scoring system to judge whether or not someone is eligible for a mortgage. And this allowed banks to basically say, oh, you can't buy a house in that area, your credit rating is too low. But you can buy a house in this area where everyone else is also on a low credit score that we just decided for ourselves, I guess, because you didn't have the chance to build any credit because you weren't allowed to have any earlier on. And another note I just want to add on as well, people are very quick to judge China's and their social credit system that they have, where they rank and judge people based on certain things, and it determines your quality of life. But you know what, let's be honest, you guys fucking invented the system.
It's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore.
DNA test. Because, surprise, there is no such thing as an Asian gene. There's no native gene. There's no African gene. 23andMe, Ancestry, they don't tell you about, like, what percentage ethnic group you are. It tells you about your particular sequence of A, C, G, T. Because that is what DNA is. The pie chart they give you is fractions of estimates. It's saying that your sequence has a percent estimate chance of representing a certain area because it shares enough similarities to other sequences that might be common in this area. And companies know this. Listen to how they word the commercials.
Discover your shared ancestry.
Celebrate your DNA family. Also, humans are genetically 99.999 the same. Also, these companies are selling you. Like, they take your data and sell it to universities. The FBI. I could buy your DNA information. Like, don't do it.